Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. This video should be a silky smooth 60 FPS. I'm getting a solid 60 FPS at the moment. I decided to change some of the graphical settings, just turn a couple of them down, and that's improved the game performance tremendously. That's great to see. It does mean it looks not quite as good, although I can barely tell to be honest, so I'm happy with that. That's no problem at all. And over here, I've got a new building in this area. Let's take a look at it. Doesn't it look really wimpy? This is the juice press, and I spent some time downloading some new buildings, some parks and stuff like that, and I found some really cool stuff, some industrial looking buildings that were for farming, like chicken houses and stuff like that, and it was really cool. I was really excited to come in here and sort this area out. And then when I went through all of the parks in the game, I then realised that they weren't actually parks, they were alternatives to the industrial zoned buildings, so these ones that appear right here. And I do believe this is one of them, not as advertised on the workshop, that's for sure. And unfortunately that means that we can't make this area look nice and pretty at the moment. So I downloaded some parks, I went and did a search for farms that are actually parks as well. That means we can place them down, and look at this. Doesn't look that great, does it? I mean, it's alright, but I don't think it's suitable for this hill up here. And it'd be really nice if we could convert buildings that are actually for those industrial areas into parks and then place them down manually. But for now, we're going to demolish this. We're going to unzone this area as well, and we're going to forget about this project for now. I'm going to keep my eye on the workshop and wait for more things to come out, because I reckon with some nice buildings we'll be able to make this area look nice and good. So, what are we going to do this episode? Let's resume the game. We're going to be focusing on the expansion of this area, of course. I'm yet to find that Reddit post. I need to do a search and look for that, but we'll wait and see what happens here. Maybe this will upgrade a little bit further. And also, we need to get on track with our monuments here. I think we're going to do the education one, because we put down a bunch of schools, and we don't actually need them once we get this thing placed down. So at the moment, this requires something, and that is the Theatre of Wonders. Let's go and have a look at that thing. Which one is that? I do believe it's this one right here. Big old looking building, nice area of effect, not the biggest noise radius as well, so we need to find a location for this to go, and at the moment I don't have too much of an idea. There's kind of space in between here, like we did with the medical centre. We could perhaps squeeze it in somewhere around this area, and that would be good for both sets of residents. Yes, so let me have a scout around the city and we'll try and find a location. Alright, I think I found the location. This right here looks like the spot. This was our first university. You see, I was looking at this area. Where is it? All the way up here, the Craftwork University, and I was thinking we could put it there. And then I thought, well, the thing that we're going to unlock needs its own little area like this. In fact, can we actually see how big this thing is yet? No, we can't. It might not be big enough, or sorry, too big to fit in that area, but this is going to remove the whole educational need of the city, so we can actually get rid of this thing right here. So goodbye university, you did a fantastic job over the years, over the 100 years that it's probably been standing there, and now we're going to replace you with the Theatre of Wonders. So this thing is relatively big, look at that. I think our best option here is to get rid of the side roads, and then to get rid of the paths at the back, and then to get rid of that park, and maybe these ones as well, but let's have a quick look again. They're going to be in the way as well. So we'll remove those and put down the Theatre of Wonders right here. This thing's going to look spectacular, isn't it? And can we place it centered with the road? That was free on either side. That is the center, I do believe. Excellent. Let's go and have a look at that. That is a very cool looking building, and I got to say, it feels like we put it in the perfect location as well. I like that a lot. We're going to put lots of trees down around there, and that is awesome. Let's resume the game. So people are going to be unhappy now. Where are the sad faces? I don't see any. Let's not leave it too long. This thing isn't connected as well. Yes, it is. And let's build this thing right here, the Hadron Collider. This thing is going to take care of education in the city. It says science. Science and research, education to citizens. There you go. That's how I read things. I pick out the keywords. That's not a good way to read. Let's go over here. So, will this thing actually fit on the road? It looks like it would with a little bit of adjustment. I mean, that's ever so close, right? So we're going to take out all of these offices, and we're going to take out the road and rework this. So there goes Craftwork University. There goes our ring road. And now we can put in the Hadron Collider. And there's a little spot for it right there. And let's go and take a look at this thing. That is an impressive looking building right there. Oh, I do like this. It looks a bit more like the medical one, doesn't it? Or one of the other buildings that we built had a kind of similar design aesthetic. That's an awesome looking building. I love it. The architecture for this is ever so cool. Oh, I wonder who they brought in to design that. Let's go look at this one. So it's definitely not like that. Maybe it was the space building. Do you know what? I can't remember where all of these are. The space one, the tourism one is right there. And I'm sure we built one that had some nice arches that wasn't the Eden project. So we just had a look at the other three. Yeah, okay, so that would be all of them. And then there's one more, which we'll build in a future episode. For now, we're going to road up this area right here. So it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a squeeze. Let's destroy all of these. I'll rebuild them, don't worry. And let's wrap that road around. So it's a one-way ring road. And it's got trees on it. If we drag across like that, it's going to intersect. So how can we make this look nice? Like that? Is that the perfect snap? It looks like our job has been made extremely easy for us. There we go. And we put the in-road here. And then the out-road. Where's a good place for you to connect? Doesn't like that at all, does it? We can rebuild the entire thing because we've got this whole new thing over here. That's a good point, actually. If we pull this off of the corner and we go through the little zones there, we don't have to have this road in this exact position. We can put it further back, which I think would look nicer. And it doesn't want to go there. There we go. Okay, so this road right here can be a little bit smaller. That'll make some room for shops. So let's just make it one-way trees like this. There we go. And now we want to zone off the rest of this area and develop it a little bit. But there you go. That is the Hadron Collider. Very cool stuff. This means we'll get to turn off all of the schools in the city as well. So that's something else I'm going to do. Going to go around and turn all of those off for sure. Alright, I'm going to make a bet with you. I'm going to bet that our money right here is going to start rocketing up. And then it's going to come all the way back down again. Over time, of course. Because I've just turned off every single educational facility in the city. Because that building now takes care of everything. At least that's the way it's supposed to work. So we should see our income here rocket up and our budget plummet down. So where's the education? Right here. So 25. So what we'll see is that actually go down week by week. Now I see some buildings changing over here. Are they downgrading or upgrading? I imagine upgrading. Yeah, if you listen carefully, you can hear the little noise of all the buildings upgrading around the city. They're loving it because education is now maxed out. All three of them as well. Oh, our city is probably going under some sort of rapid transformation right now. All of these buildings are going up to the next level. That's crazy. This could have like a huge impact on the city though, because all of a sudden we'll have loads of places that need more workers, but then again our population might go up as well as residential places increase. So these are already at the highest level. What about the big ones around the outside? I think they're already doing pretty good. So if we fly around, we'll probably just hear the dinging noise. Look at this! Oh my god, it's insane. So much of it's gone up to the next level. What about these ones over here? We're expanding, that's good to see. But they're still probably the lowest of levels, so no change on that one right there. I really do think it's not going to change after that, but... Look at how they're back to back. That's hilarious. I love that. That is the weirdest looking place ever. Oh, if only they were just at the same height, that would look amazing, I think. It still looks pretty damn cool. Alright, so there we go, up to 44,000. Now my guess is that over time that's going to plummet back down again. It's still going up though. I mean, we did just shut down a ridiculous amount of services. And now the city is just looking amazing. Do you remember when all these buildings were really small and not upgraded? I remember that. Wow, so many cool buildings along the front here. You can just look at this like game for ages, just fly around and look at different parts of the city. It looks so good. But it really is amazing just how much this high-density residential stuff has boomed over the time. But anyway, let's focus on this area over here. I think we're going to give up on our industry project like we talked about in the last episode. Once they use the materials, that's it, they're gone. And this might have some of the custom buildings that I downloaded. It does! Let's zoom in and have a look at this. This is one of them. Look at that right there. What does that say? Babbleback? I'm not sure. I can't even read that one right there. But yeah, a couple of cartoon characters on the front. This is one of the buildings that I downloaded. And I was hoping you could place it as a farm, so you could put it, or sorry, as a park, so you could put it where you'd like. I do believe right round here as well, we've got some more of them. Let's zoom in and have a look. We've got some very cool green doors right there, so I'm not sure if that's one of them or not, but this over here definitely looks like one of them. I love the little plant plots right there. Did I say flant plots? Wow, I did. I said flant plots. Would that thing go away already? Can I click on it? Yes, I can. Plant plots. No, I said it again. Oh dear. Plant pots. There we go. What is wrong with me? Hey, so this is another one. Myrtle Bio. Very cool building. I like how it's on a slope actually. It kind of suits it. And then over here's another one that we've downloaded. Sunny Grain. That looks seriously cool. Does look a little bit mismatched from the rest of them around here. And yet another one has popped up. Another Sunny Grain building. Is it me or are they just slightly different colours? Alright, that's cool. Maybe it randomises the colours for them when it creates them. That's extremely cool stuff right there. And, what did I say? Flant pots or something? I can't believe I kept saying that wrong. If you've been watching my videos for a long time, you can know that I can make some silly pronunciations. And down here is yet another custom one. So I believe that right there is the one that we got up in the hills. And then next to it is the one that I really like. This is just a field right there and it looks very cool. So let's go out of first person mode. What are we up to? 40,000. So we were at 44. I reckon that's going to come all the way back down to about 10,000. That's usually how this game works. And I think we're going to give up on this area. Kind of had enough of it. Which means that this thing right here, okay, that side burnt down by the looks of it. This thing is just going to be used by this down here. So we might as well move it over to this area to import goods. So let's dezone all of this. I'm done with it. We'll move everyone into working in the commercial areas and inside the city, because this experiment really didn't work. Alright, so anyway, what are we going to be doing this episode? As I said, expanding this area over here, and while we do that, we're going to try and get more goods into this area. So I'm probably going to add another one of these, a cargo train terminal, somewhere around on this side perhaps. Maybe we could put it over here and have a road that goes into the city somewhere else, because traffic in the city might have changed because now lots of people aren't going to school and back every day, which is interesting. So let's click on traffic. You can see here it's reduced a little bit. We've still got some red roads, but these were bright red for a long time, you know, just complete gridlock in the middle of the city. So over here we've got some busy roads as well. These ones are forever busy. But in general, I'm not really seeing any issues at all. This always looks busy, even though there's only a few cars on it. And that one over there as well. And yeah, traffic's definitely gone down. Over here it looks a little bit congested, and it looks like our trains are backed up as well. That looks really bad, and you can see they're changing up over here. So they need some alternate paths, but yes. Let's focus on the expansion of this, and let's bring in another cargo terminal. Well, I found a spot. It's another dead-end station right here. You can see the dead ends on this side. It wraps around the back here, and it goes between the roads, which looks extremely cool. And it reminds me that I had to destroy a few paths to do this, and we want to keep those paths in check. So you can see there's one right here. We'll probably just bring that. Actually, I've heard that if you put this right on the edge of one of these, it'll actually connect up and pedestrians can walk through this area, which is pretty cool. Same for train stations as well. If we connect it up to there, that'll put it on the path. And then we want to bring it across the other way as well. Okay, paths fixed, and we've got a little crossing down here. We've also got one at the end of this, which I thought was cool. Couldn't really find a way to weave it under and back over, and I didn't want to put it over, so I thought we'd put it like that, and I'll keep my eye on that and see how that works. It'll be interesting to see how that affects traffic, but then it connects down the bottom here, so at the moment only trains coming in from this way can actually get around to there. And we got trains problems galore at the moment, and I just didn't even know what to do right now. In fact, I've got a feeling that we've connected up our networks together, because this one over here is now cargo and regular transport. That's right. And when we connected that last episode, that means that these connections over here would also be connected to regular train stations as well. I'm really annoyed I didn't notice that. Okay, so I'm going to have to rethink this, because look at how many trains are piling in here. That's an absolute problem, and we want to get rid of some of those for sure. But anyway, our station is now in the city, and my thinking here was that we're using two input roads like this. This one and this one go in. These ones go out. So what we should use is one of the back and forth roads. So over here seemed like a good place. So this connects to this road. I was actually picturing it connecting to this one, so it could go down there. Which is an oversight. Now this is a one-way road. We're actually going to change the direction of that, otherwise the traffic immediately gets pushed to the outside, which is pretty much terrible. So let's change the direction all the way across here, and maybe we'll even connect that road back there up as well. There we go. So with that being a one-way road, it means that this can go out in either direction to deliver to shops, but it will come back down through here and up this road to use that as an exit to get back here, which works out pretty good. Now, what direction do they go in and out of this? I've got a feeling it will be the opposite, so they're overlapped. The cars coming back in this way will have to go to the right side. I might have done that the wrong way around. But there you go, I'll keep my eye on that. So before any cargo's actually going to get there, we've got to sort out this problem with all the trains that connect to the outside. Just look at how many there are. It's ridiculous, there's so many of them. So yeah, let's go and sort that problem out. So, I might be wrong here, but I do believe that was the bridge connecting the two together, and as soon as I destroyed it, all of these red trains just started disappearing, and even here as well, look. They're trying to figure out where they're going, then they disappear once they realise there's no path. So all of these should go. All of them. All of these red ones on this track right here are not supposed to be here. I'm amazed at how many trains this game generates. It's a little bit silly. I mean, it's backed up all the way along here. It's backed up through the entire city. That is just unbelievable. It's like a snake train. And it goes all the way down here. That is just remarkable, isn't it? So, these train lines right here, they're still bringing in the red trains. That's kind of worrying. They shouldn't be doing that now, because they should have nowhere to go. So maybe there is actually another connection somewhere. Oh, this is so cool. This is actually amazing. Oh, there goes another cargo train. So this is the last passenger train. They were still coming into the city after I destroyed that line, but I watched them and eventually they stopped coming in and now it's only cargo. And this is like a roller coaster ride. In fact, you could make the tracks curve like pretty sharp up and down. You could probably make the equivalent of a roller coaster ride using these tracks right here. This is just fantastic. Look at the city from this view. It's truly spectacular. Oh, what a good looking game this is. Ah, awesome stuff. So I know where we are right now. We're about to go into that area where we've got all the paths down. There it is, and the way it opens up there, that looks gorgeous. Oh, ever such cool stuff right here. So now we're going to go over and across the river. Yep, look, the dam on our left, the river on our right, the Poop River, and then this is where the train is going to disappear when it goes around this corner. Man, this is awesome. I'm going to ride the trains more. It looks so cool. Seriously is the coolest thing. And there we go. That's the end of that ride. Oh, this takes the mick. This takes the mick right here. We can first person walking as well. No way. Now this isn't too spectacular. These people look a little bit strange. But that's cool. I'm glad we discovered that. You can see what it's like to be a civilian in this city. Oh. That's not a good sign. We've got some serious traffic here. Now this place can get a little congested from time to time. It kind of comes and goes, it eases off, but I've never seen it that bad. And here's the thing, our industrial demand has just gone through the roof. I think where we disconnected that line from it, there's now so many goods coming in that we need more industry to match it. And look at this, both areas completely maxed out. I wouldn't be surprised now if this area over here were to boom if we were to put some areas back down, because because that seemed to be a problem with our demand for all of this stuff. So let's check out the natural resources. I'll do this off camera. I'll check it out and I'll rezone some of this area. So development of this area is very, very slow. No residential demand, loads of commercial demand, and nothing is coming to this station. I can't figure out why. Oh! That's the first one to arrive. Awesome. We can see this thing in action then. So, while we've been waiting around, there is a little bit of a crime problem unfolding. You see here the crime rate is up to 9%. We can sort of address that by increasing our budget. We've still got this massive amount here, which I would say would go down to 10,000 over time. Didn't I say that? We're now down to 30. It'll get there. So crime, let's just increase the percentage by 5% right there. That should do for now. We'll build a few more stations, and I missed it. Did anything actually leave? I'm guessing stuff got dropped off, and maybe the cars have left already. But there you can see some crime problems over here. There's also some around this area in the parks, which is interesting. So we should probably put down an additional station in this area as well. You can see it's just that one little road that's been missed out here. So let's put a... Is that a one-way road? That shouldn't be a one-way road. It is. Okay, so I can correct that very quickly. That explains why that's a problem. And up in this area, these two industries have reappeared, but the other two, absolutely nothing. So this is still a kind of mystery to me. as to what exactly is going on. Good to see this is busy over here though, lots of goods being imported and exported around the city, which is cool. And we didn't make as much progress as I would have liked this episode. I didn't have much time to record it either, been very busy lately, and our progress here is really slow. It feels like the city is sort of coming to a little bit of a halt, but as I say that, notice our population here, we've gone up to 210,000, and I feel like where we've built the... there are a lot of crime problems everywhere. There is something wrong. All of a sudden, crime has become a huge issue. I'm going to guess that our population has gone over some sort of threshold for what the policing we had could manage. So I think we need to put the budget up yet again. Let's put that up to 15% extra right there. But yeah, the population's boomed, and I reckon that's because all these households and cities have been upgrading everywhere, because they now have 4 of these categories right here maxed out thanks to that building. And the next one that we build, the last monument to build, I don't think will affect it because it's just for power. So instead of having all of these, or sorry, all of those, we're going to have a single power plant, and then we'll build a nice big garden around it or something like that, which is going to be extremely cool. But that is it. Alright, and that is going to be it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, 2,000 of those for another daily video tomorrow. As always, thank you so much for your support. This series has been amazing, and I can't wait for the next episode. But that's it from me. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.